Hello everyone, welcome to Hint of Lavender. I'm so excited you're here. I absolutely love the holidays, as I'm sure you can imagine, because I'm all about gathering people in my home, and I was thinking it might be really helpful to talk about serving dishes. So that's what this video is going to be about, the many types of serving dishes you can use. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about before we dive into the dishes is think color. So I do have a variety of different colored dishes, but not a ton. The majority of stuff I get is white, just because that's going to go with whatever event I'm throwing, and it's really simple to just add on, a red tablecloth with a green runner for Christmas, or do, black and gold for Halloween or whatever. You can kind of switch up the other stuff that's a little more inexpensive to go with your color scheme. But if you have your serving dishes in white, then it all looks streamlined, it looks really tasteful, and it just kind of makes everything look cohesive. So I definitely think if you can stick to white, if you want to stick to white, go for it. If you are a colorful butterfly, girl, you just get your colorful dishes and you go with it. Do what feels right to you. So with that little caveat done, let's talk about serving trays. So these are all some types of serving trays that I have. You just have like your standard tray, right? I really like the shape of this one because I shared a crostini video a couple of weeks ago for Thanksgiving. If you had in that video, there are 3 different types of crostinis that have different toppings and flavors. So if you were doing an appetizer like that, which they're all the same thing but different flavors, you could line them up on one tray and then line the trays up, and it looks really nice and cohesive. So definitely trays in all different shapes and sizes is good for you to have. One thing to consider is getting a tray with some sort of handle that you can pick up. This is especially good for Christmas, I feel, because if you're walking around, serving appetizers, or you maybe have cocktails in here, you want a handle so that you're not having things drop or the tray slip out of your hand. So definitely at least one tray with handles. And then another thing to consider is your bakeware. So you can just take a regular baking tray and bake whatever you're making in it, get your potatoes or whatever, but it looks cohesive because it's white, so it goes with the rest of your serving dishes. That way you're not feeling like you have to transfer out of like a not so appealing looking tray. It's just a pretty white one, and you know, less dishes, less stress. Go for the white bakeware. It will help you out, I promise. So the next things are cake stands. The thing that I like about this, just a side note, for our Halloween decor, I did a little vignette thing in the entranceway. I plopped this and put some pumpkins on it, and it looked really nice. So you can also use them as like decor stuff to help raise your decor and give things different heights and whatnot. So just a little side bonus there. But one thing to think about with cake stands is you don't have to just put a cake on it. You could put cupcakes. You could put brownies. I've done a ton of different things on cake stands. I think for one party we were doing it was the college party 2 Christmases ago, and I put little juice boxes on here. Worked out great. So you can be creative. The thing that's so great about cake stands is, again, their height. So they're going to raise up whatever's on them. So like if you had your that bakeware dish that I shared before, that's going to be down here. It's going to be closer to the counter, but this heightens things up so that the eye is going to different places, and it just makes the food look more appealing. Don't ask me why. It's the variation. It's the way our eyes and our brains work. That's how it works, trust me. This one's fun because it has the little grape imprint on it, so it kind of gives it a little something different. And then this has the eyelet. I also have one, I can't remember. Oh, she's right up there. I didn't get her down. A gold sparkly one. It has golden spots. Now I feel like I just need to get it down. So here she is. Isn't she pretty? I just love her so much. So this is kind of nice because it gives a little splash of color, but because the plate's white, it still kind of goes with the color scheme. And look, they're all like very different. So it's just nice. I'm a huge fan of cake stands. Now you know why. Now you know to go pick up some cake stands. So the next thing are these dome trays. So these are glass domes that go over trays. The thing that I like about these are they're very versatile. So this one, I don't even remember where I got this one, but you could just use the glass part as a tray. You don't even have to use the dome if you don't want to. But then this one's really neat because it actually functions kind of like a cake stand, right? But then you can turn it over and it becomes a vegetable tray or chip tray. And again, you can actually do it the same way that this one is and put the tray or the dome that way. So domes are really good. Not that this applies necessarily for Christmas, but they are good for outdoor events just because they keep, you know, bugs at bay. But they're also just super fancy looking when you gotta, like, you know, pop the top in order to get the food that you want. One thing to consider though, I had glass bowls once that I've used for, I can't remember what the event was, but we were having soup. Yeah, someone knocked over the glass bowls. So one thing to consider if you don't want to worry about guests, this may not be the right dish for you, but it's something to consider. All right, so the next category are bowls, and you can see these are very oversized bowls. I love these because this one kind of has like the little fruit detail, the harvest. Very good for Thanksgiving. And this one has kind of the leaves, so it's just nice. They're huge, huge bowls. These are just great for salads, pasta, anything that's kind of like a, I don't want to say corral style, but like that you have a good amount of. You want to have some large bowls to accommodate those types of serving things at your party. So consider some oversized serving bowls for sure. So the next thing is groups of 3. I don't know what to call this because, well, this guy's a little odd man out. But it's good to have dishes like this that have groups of 3 for different things. Let me explain. This one was really good. We did like a mac and cheese thing, and it was like different flavors of mac and cheese. Also like salsas, gravy, things like that. A serving dish like this can come in very handy for those types of things like your sauces and condiments. These now, the tiered serving dishes, these are really great because, again, kind of like the cake stand, they give different height and variation. So this one's really good. I used this in the summer for a girls' outdoor party thing. And I just did all of the desserts. So I had like little cream puffs, mini cheesecakes, and I think macarons. And it just is really nice because it displays the food really well because it's in the 3 different tiered heights. So it's nice to have a variety. This one I actually have used multiple times for salad. So I'll put like the greens here, and then I think I did apples, and it was something else in apples. Can't remember. But it's kind of like the salad toppings, and then I put the dressing here, and then just put a little plate that had the dressing scoop. The dressing ladle is what I was trying to say. But again, this is like super fancy way to go. It helps display your food well so everyone can just see things and not be, you know, kind of scrambling. So definitely invest in some good 3-tiered serving dishes. Okay, so the last category is electric serving platters. So they come with an electric unit, you just plug it in, and what each of these things do is it keeps the food warm. So I've used this several times for like the main dish. We've done chicken, chili. So this unit is really good for main dishes. We've done chicken, tacos, all kinds of stuff in this one. And it's really good because you can see it's just a really large pot that stays warm as long as it's plugged in. This one's really handy because it has 3 smaller pots. One year we did mashed potatoes, gravy, and sweet potatoes. It's really good for like side dishes. The thing that's kind of fun about this one is you can take the lid off and it just like nestles right there, so it's perfect. I definitely say invest in at least a couple of these because it's tough to keep food warm. You don't want to keep it in the oven and then try to serve it like right before people are starting to eat. This way you can get everything out, you just turn these on to keep them warm, and you don't even have to stress about it. Okay everyone, I hope that helps kind of situate all of your serving dishes questions. Let me know below what was helpful, what you want more information of, because I could just keep talking about this stuff forever, which is why I do this. Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas and have some kick-ass Christmas parties, y'all.